Hello, 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 and welcome back to Much Pain's Midlife Dolly Crisis, and we're in Pride season, so what better time than to open a villainess from Disney. I bought this doll second hand. I don't think she's been opened, so that's fine, and she was very, very cheap. These dolls were not, I think, that successful, unfortunately. They're made by Hasbro. I got the Ursula and the Maleficent, and also the Cruella de Vil one, and then this was the one I didn't have. So when I saw her online and she was very cheap, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to add her to the gang. So this is, of course, the Evil Queen from Snow White. Here's a picture of her here. There's an image of her as the old kind of crone who gives Snow White the apple. The back of the box, we've got the doll there. This packaging, from what I remember, is kind of a whole kind of secret thing where you basically have like a looking glass and you're meant to look at the stuff and then punch through the box to kind of get the accessory out. I'm not going to be going through all of that hassle because it is kind of hassle, really. From what I remember as well, they're actually very easy to get out. Okay, so we're going to have a look. I think the doll will be something we can see. I think they had a different packaging for some of these, because I'm sure the one that I had, you could literally fold it open and see the doll inside, but with this one it wasn't. And as I said, I bought this online anyway, so I wouldn't really have known what she looked like. So yeah, here she is in the box. This here is the kind of the looking glass thing, the special thing. They all came with these. And basically, when you look at this with that, you will see images of things in here for her. You can kind of see them on there, to be fair. I think it's this kind of the blue thing that you can probably see on there. There's kind of images on there, which probably become clearer once you put that over it. Also, you can kind of see the perforation of how to get to the items. Oh, actually, is there only one? There's a perforation there and a perforation there. I don't actually know what she comes with, but I'm basically just going to open this and take them out. The other good thing about the packaging for this is that it is all recyclable. So all of these bits here, although that looks like a rubber band, it's actually twisted paper. So all of these things are just made of paper and they'll be able to go for recycling. So look, I'm going to get her out of this and then we'll have a proper look at her with all the accessories that she comes with. So here we go. So she was a dream to get out of the box. She literally had some of those sort of twisted paper bands around her, which you could just remove from the back anyway. So she had one around her neck, and I think she had one around her waist and one around her feet. So she doesn't come wearing shoes because the shoes are part of the surprise items that we've got here. So we maybe have a look at her first. So I'm going to bring her up to the camera and hopefully we can focus on her face. So obviously she's got kind of a cartoony face and we've got the arched eyebrows. She does look kind of villainous, but in a kind of glamorous way. She's got green eyes and she's got sort of lilac coloured eyeshadow and this very kind of deep blood red lipstick on with a very kind of nice shaped lip there. They've also given her a red streak in her hair, I presume just to make it a bit more interesting. Obviously, you know, iconically, this doll would be wearing that sort of black, sort of form-fitting or head-fitting sort of cowl that would go all the way around. But I suppose as she's a doll, and as they wanted children to buy her probably, they thought they would give her actual hair. So at least kids have got some kind of hair play element to her as well. She's got this crown on here. Again, I think that would be over that sort of cowl thing that she would have worn. I'm not sure how it's attached. I think we do have like a plastic tag maybe in there, keeping that in. But obviously you could remove that. I don't know how it would fit without it. It might be a bit of an issue. But yeah, so that is kind of the top half of her there. Obviously she's got a very pale complexion going on. If we have a look around the back, she's got sort of waist length hair, I suppose, And we do have this really nice sort of vibrant red in the kind of the deep black colour there. If we go further down, she's got a one-piece dress on. Now this is one of those kind of papery dresses, I suppose. It's not the nicest dress, you know, it's not sort of a quality dress. But these dolls were not expensive from what I remember. And certainly, you know, when I bought them, they were literally selling them off. It's kind of interesting the way that this one is kind of done at the front, because they've made it look as if this is two parts. But it isn't. It's actually one part. And this has kind of been kind of either ironed or pressed so that it looks like it's separating to show us a kind of an underskirty bit underneath, which is quite interesting. We do have some kind of detail around the waist there as it comes down to a point. Everything else I think is a raw edge. So all this is kind of just cut around. This kind of fabric doesn't really fray anyway, so I guess we should be okay. Things have been cut a bit sort of pointedly as well. So here on the cuff we've got a point on the cuff, and we've got kind of points around where the shoulders are as well. If we go further down, all of this is a raw edge as well. But obviously we've got these printed on gem details and brocade and different coloured fabrics. So that is her there. Okay, so here are the kind of surprise things that she comes with, including the magic mirror that you would sort of use to kind of find them within the packaging. I'm just going to go ahead and open these. So we have this one, which is a purple cauldron. So there's no sort of painted on details, but we do have what look like flames around the bottom. We've got a sort of a skull there around the bottom of the cauldron, and it's got these two arms on here for someone to pick it up. It's a hard plastic. It's a fine piece. I guess for Halloween it would be a nice accessory for a doll. So that is the cauldron. We've then got this, which I believe is some kind of collar slash necklace. We've got this bit which will go, I guess, behind her head, and then we've got this very red gem there. Let's put it on her and see what it looks like. Okay, so there we go. It's kind of an interesting piece. It does actually sit quite well. I think if she was standing up it would be better, rather than her being kind of on her side, really. The way that it actually sits, it does look like a collar behind her, so that's kind of cool, I suppose. Let's see what other surprises she's got with her. So as I say, she is barefoot, so I'm presuming that these will be the shoes. Here we go. So these are a nice vibrant red colour. We've got some details sort of on them, but nothing is painted. So we've got that whole sort of apple skull motif on the front of them, and then on the back we've got a heart with a crown on it, I think. That's those. I should say that the shoes for these dolls are quite unique because their feet are kind of different to other kind of dolls. So I don't know how you would go about finding other shoes for them to wear. Also, they all have high-heeled feet, so you couldn't obviously put flats on them or anything like that. So that is the shoes, and here they are on her feet. They aren't the most stable ones. I think if you kind of touch them the wrong way and they come off a little bit. But obviously, if she was standing up, it would probably be a lot better. I should say these dolls do not come with doll stands. So yeah, that's her with the shoes on, which you can't really see because obviously the dress is very long. So let's see what is our final surprise. So here we are. So we've got the poison apple, which is actually done very well. So it's obviously red underneath, and then we've got this kind of green sort of goo dripping down it, and we've got the kind of the skull with the eye sockets there and the nose socket as well. We've also got a little bit of the apple stem at the top, and we've got this thing here, which I'm presuming means you can hold it. So let's have a look and see how that looks. Here we go. This is her holding the apple. Obviously she holds it a bit awkwardly. I should point out at this stage that they don't have very good articulation. You might remember from when I unboxed my my Ursula and Cruella de Vil doll, and also the Maleficent one. They essentially have got head tilt, and obviously, you know, back and forth. Their arms will go outwards and upwards, but there's nothing on the elbow at all. And leg-wise, they just have straight legs. But at least the legs kind of pretty much stay together. Whether or not they'll be able to sit properly, I don't know. I think they might be all right. So yeah, so that is her. I'm going to get her stuff on her, we'll stand her up, and we'll have a final look at her together. So here is our Evil Queen doll, who very aptly is here for the Pride season. I think she's okay. She's fine. I didn't pay very much for her, so, you know, there was that. I kind of wanted this one less than I wanted the Ursula doll and the Cruella de Vil doll. I decided to get her in the end because she was very cheap, basically. And I think she'll kind of go nicely with the other three dolls that I've got in this collection. I think having these rather cartoonish but sort of classic Disney villainesses and then dressing them in contemporary outfits is kind of appealing to me. So that was one of the reasons, again, that I decided to get her, because I'd enjoyed dressing up, particularly Ursula, out of all the others in, you know, sort of contemporary clothes. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments down below. Please share the video if you know anyone else that likes this kind of content, and please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Above all else, please protect the dolls and have a safe Pride, and I will see you in the next video. So until then, take care. Bye.